Hey you guys, welcome back to my channel. So I just got finished watching the second episode of the Teen Mom Family Reunion. It's coming on Tuesday nights. So it aired last night. I got to watch it today. We're going to do a recap. It picked up where episode 1 left off. So episode 1, the very first episode, there was a lot of drama, right? There was a lot of drama between Ashley and Jade and Ashley and Jade and also Brianna and Jade. But Brianna and Jade seemed to kind of get their problem smoothed over. And then Jade, she came in and her and Ashley started arguing. And in the first episode, I feel like Ashley did really try. She tried to apologize and Jade just wasn't having it. At that point, Ashley, she just kind of broke. And she's like, I'm tired of trying to be the bigger person. She keeps yelling at me. So forget it. And she started twerking and telling Jade, like, if you want it, come get it. If you want it, come get it. So that's where we pick up. This is season 1, episode 2, and the title of it is Don't Rock the Boat. So we pick up with Jade yelling at Ashley, telling Ashley, basically, she was like, I will drag you. I will drag your skinny butt. You're like 80 pounds. I will drag you. And Ashley continuing to twerk, telling her, if you want it, come get it. Like, I'm not scared of you. At one point, Ashley stops twerking and she turns around and she yells back at Jade. She's like, I will rip your head off your shoulders. And Jade's like, you don't want none of me. I'll mop the floor with you. And I'm just like, I don't know, you guys. I don't know. I really feel like Ashley said, Jade don't want the smoke. Like, I really do. And I don't know, it's, we've watched Jade for a couple years. We've watched Ashley for a couple years. But I just get this vibe from Ashley that she probably would beat Jade up. It doesn't need to happen. I don't promote violence. It doesn't need to happen. But, like, if those two were to fight, I don't know. I think Ashley would have the upper hand. Even though she's skinnier, that was one thing that Jade kept saying. Like, you're skinny. I'll whoop your skinny butt. You're nothing but 80 pounds. I don't know. I feel like Ashley would probably get her. Anyways, at one point, Cheyenne and Macy, they take Jade to the side because Jade is just yelling, screaming, about how she's going to beat Ashley up. So they take Jade to the side and they tell Jade, they're like, you need to calm down. And Jade is just on this whole kick. She's like, no, I'm grown. Ain't nobody going to disrespect me like that. She's not going to make me look like a bitch and then come here and act like everything is fine. Like, that's not how I operate. She had this situation, where she wanted to talk all that smack, and now we're here and she's changing her tune, and I'm just not down with that. Like, if you're gonna be one way, then let's be that way. Brianna, she walks up and she's talking to Jade and she tells Jade, she's like, listen, you look bothered. You were acting so bothered, but Ashley's not bothered. So it's not a good look for you because you were just like unhinged and Ashley's over there like brushing it off. It ain't nothing. So you really need to calm down because right now you're kind of looking like the crazy one. And Cheyenne, she's like, yes, you're looking so bothered. So please calm down. And Jade's just like, I'm bothered though because she acted, one way on the internet, literally saying she was going to beat me up, but now here in person, this is the way that she's going to act. Now, while they're talking to Jade, and Jade is still kind of irate, the life coach takes Ashley and pulls her to the side. And she tells Ashley, she's like, look, you've done a great job. You took accountability. You apologized, but I need you to keep that mentality. Stay calm. Don't lose yourself just because Jade is continuing to egg it on. Jade's continuing to yell. And Ashley says, she's like, listen, I'm trying here. I'm trying really hard, but I ain't going to be nobody's punk. Like, they can only push me so far. Her over there yelling. I'm trying, And the life coach tells her, she's like, that's what I need you to do. I just need you to try to stay calm. You've worked really hard on growing and being mature, so I just need you to stay with that. And when Jade's over there yelling and screaming, just stay, stay calm and don't overreact, So Ashley, she's like, all right, I'm going to try to stay calm. We go back over to Jade. And at this point, Jade is like yelling, not necessarily at Cheyenne, but she's just yelling in general. And she just so happens to be talking to Cheyenne. And Jade is yelling. She says, keep that same energy that you had online. If you want it, bring it to me. Well, when Jade said that, even though Ashley literally just got finished talking to the life coach and the life coach was like, keep it down, keep calm. And Ashley's like, I'm going to try. when Jade started yelling like that and was like, bring it to me, Ashley was like, I'm on my way, I'm coming. And sure enough, she took off running to Jade. The security, they obviously had to get in between them again. And once again, they were just going head to head. Ashley, she's like, let's go. I'll rip your head off your shoulders. Or once again, Jade's like, I'll wax the floor with your skinny butt. So they're just going once again. And Ashley's like, listen, you don't want the smoke. In a confessional, Ashley says that she just feels like Jade needed to have her moment. And, you know, she was trying to give her that moment. And she was trying to stay cool, calm, and collective, apologize, let Jade have her little moment. But Jade just kept pushing it, and she was not going to be made to look like anybody's punk. So she ended up having to, you know, take up for herself essentially. But she said, she's like, listen, Jade don't want this. Jade don't want none. She said something about if she wants to rock it, we could roll it, or something like that. Basically just saying, like, if Jade wants to fight, we can fight. I'm down for that, you know. So anyways, after that, they get separated again. And Jade makes the comment to Larry, because Larry pulls her to the side. I think it was Larry. It was one of the guys from production. He pulls Jade to the side. He's like, listen, it's the first day. You guys are here for like therapy and stuff, so you guys can work on these type of issues. You don't have to act like this. And Jade is like, well, yeah, you guys need to worry about her, because if I get a hold of her, I'm going to whoop her butt like her mama should have. And Cheyenne's like, oh, no, she didn't just bring up her mama. But yeah, she's like, I'll whoop her butt like her mama should have. Over with Ashley, we see Ashley talking to the life coach again and Macy. And at this point, she's bothered. She's upset. She's crying. And she's like, listen, I'm sorry. I'm trying. I would not have apologized to Jade if I didn't mean it. Like, I told Jade and Brianna that I'm sorry, because I'm sorry for the things that I said online. I'm sorry for, you know, everything that went on between us, and I'm really trying to do better. I apologize, and they're just not receptive to it at all. And she says, I've worked too hard to grow and do better to let this bring me down. And the life coach is like, yes, you have. You've worked too hard. And she says, anytime you feel yourself starting to get to the point to where you're going to lose control, tell yourself that. Tell yourself, Ashley, you've worked too hard. That way, maybe it'll reel you back in from losing control. So my opinion of this whole situation is I really do feel like Ashley, she did try. She apologized. But Jade and Brianna, I think they did go in, like they already discussed, like, listen, we got problems with Ashley. And there was a point when the fight popped off, or when Jade really started flipping out and the guards had to get in between them, that Brianna was sitting there just smirking. Like, it was like she was happy to see what was going on. And I noticed that during another situation, Brianna was just kind of standing by, almost smiling about what was going on between Jade and Ashley. So I don't know, you guys, but I feel like Ashley tried to be the bigger person, but like Ashley said, you can only be pushed so long before you just snap, and you don't want to look like you're weak, like someone's sitting there, I'm going to beat you up, and you're just supposed to stand there and be like, I'm sorry. No, eventually you're going to be like, okay, well, bring it then. Like, let's see what you got, you know? Let's do it. And that's the point that Ashley got to. She's like, listen, if you want to fight, let's go ahead, we can go. Now, after that, they called it a night. The next morning, Cheyenne, she told Zach that she kind of felt like the mixer was ruined a little bit. They decorated it so nice, and it should have been a good time, but it got ruined a little bit. We go over to Jade and her friend Chow's room, and Chow asked, you know, what happened. She's like, listen, when you came in last night, you were heated. What all happened? And Jade tells Chow that she really just wanted Ashley to take accountability. She's like, I realize I went too hard. I overreacted, but I wanted Ashley to take accountability. But I'm like, I thought she did, because Ashley listened to what you said. She validated it. She's like, you're right. I did. I'm sorry. So I thought Ashley did a pretty good job of taking accountability, but Jade is still saying, I wanted her to take accountability. She also said that she felt like Ashley's apology was condescending. And I'm like, but I don't think so, because Ashley's the type of person, if she wanted to be condescending, it would be so like obvious that there would be no question if it was or not. Because like Ashley said later on in the episode, she's one or two ways. She likes you, she loves you, and she's going to be cool with you, or she is the biggest bitch that you're going to know. So I feel like if Ashley was really trying to be like sarcastic or condescending with her apology, it would have came across that way, and it wouldn't have been a question of whether or not she was being condescending. So I'm not with Jade on this. I feel like Jade at this point is just looking for a reason to make it okay that she didn't accept the apology. Anyways, later on, we see Ashley and Bar. They're in their room, and Bar, he's like, I still don't know what's going on. Like, you came in last night, you told me a little bit about it, but I'm still confused. Like, I still don't know what's going on. And Ashley says, basically, that Brianna and Jade were calling her out for being one way on the internet and being a different way here at the resort. She said she was trying to be the bigger person. It wasn't a matter of her being fake. It was just a matter of her trying to be the bigger person. She's been growing a lot, you know, trying to mature, act different. So that was kind of a part of this, and she wanted to go there, and she wanted to be better than she was in the past. So it wasn't a matter of her being fake. Ashley kind of laughs at the way Jade was acting the night before. She was like, she was flopping around, yelling. She looked so goofy, flopping around. And then she says, Jade must be on the same type of drugs as her mother. And I feel like even Bar was like, ooh. Yep, you just said that. Now, I think present day, like today, I think they are getting along. I follow them on social media, and I don't remember exactly what was said, but I feel like they get along now, like everything is fine now. So I hope this didn't cause any problems today for them, because that is a comment that could probably hit Jade a little hard, you know, kind of like a punch to the stomach, like, ugh, she's talking about not just me, but my mom as well. So hopefully Ashley already reached out and was like, listen, girl, whatever I said when we were arguing, please just disregard that. We're cool, and I'm sorry for that. So hopefully she did, because I feel like that might be one thing that could make Jade irritated again. So after that, we see Cheyenne and Macy and Amber. They're hanging out together. They're having breakfast, and they're talking about the night before as well. And they all agree, basically, that it was over, like, petty internet drama. And Macy's like, I can't believe they let internet drama really bother them that much. You know, we've been in this business for a while. You would think that they would not pay mind to it. So they were kind of shocked that Jade let it bother her as much as it did. But they also said, you know, since Jade did let it bother her, maybe it was the best thing that Jade went ahead and brought it up on the first night so they could kind of smooth it out and figure it out. Because they're going to be there for a little bit. So versus just having this negative emotions about someone, you know, through half of the trip, and not getting along with the person, go ahead and put it out there right now so they can figure it out. Later that day, Macy calls everyone out to the dock. They're going to have this little activity where they get in kayaks by groups, pairs. They're going to be in pairs, and the person in the front is going to be blindfolded, and they're going to have to take direction from the person in the back. Now, whoever wins, they're going to be treated to a nice dinner. So Macy, she teams up the first set of teams, and she puts Jade and Ashley together. And she did that on purpose so they would have to try to work together. Leah and Amber, they were teamed up, and Brianna and Cheyenne, they were teamed up. So they get in their kayaks, they get blindfolded, and they have to take the directions from the person in the back. And obviously at first, when Ashley and Jade learned that they were going to be teammates, they were not happy about it. They said it was very uncomfortable. Ashley's like, I don't know if she's going to try to drown me out here or what's going to happen, you know. But they get on the kayaks and they do the activity. Everyone had fun. Everyone was laughing. Amber, she rode her and Leah like directly into some boats. Brianna and Shy, they won. But Jade and Ashley, they did pretty well as well. So after that, they did it again. It was Brittany and Chow. They were teammates. Bar and Zach, they were teammates. And Macy and Gary, they were teammates. Macy and Gary, they won. Zach and Bar, they would have won, but they flipped. So right as they got to where they were about to win, they flipped over, which it disqualified them. So Macy and Gary won. Brittany and Chow, it was just a mess with them. Brittany was like complaining. Brittany was not the one blindfolded. Brittany was on the back. Chow was on the front, blindfolded. But Brittany, she's like, my eyelashes are coming off. I can't see. And Chow's like, I'm the one blindfolded. What do you mean you can't see? They ended up flipping as well. So, you know, neither one of them were even qualified at that point, but Macy and Gary, they won. Everyone had a lot of fun. It was, you know, they were laughing at how everyone was running into each other, and then how Leah or Amber ran into the boats and everything. So it was a good exercise. And basically it was a way to like like listen to what someone is saying and take direction from them and trust what they're telling you. After that, that night, the girls all got together and the life coach came in to do another exercise with them. So it was Bree, Jade, Amber, Leah, Cheyenne, Macy, and Ashley. And when Cheyenne, the life coach, first came in, she asked Jade and Ashley kind of how they were feeling. Ashley was just like, I'm good. And Jade kind of apologized to everyone else. She's like, I feel bad. I overreacted. I feel like I may have ruined everybody's good time, but I had a lot of pent up anger that I felt like I just had to let it out. But I'm sorry, everyone, for ruining everyone's good time. Now, in a confessional, Ashley was like, why is she apologizing to everyone else? She tried to fight me. Like, she should be apologizing to me. What is going on here? And I picked that up as well. I was like, yeah, she's not apologizing to Ashley. She's just apologizing for how the way she acted affected everyone else and how it may have ruined their good time. So I picked up on that as well, but maybe she didn't want to apologize at that time. So after that, they start this exercise and the life coach tells them that what they're going to do is each girl will stand up and say something positive about themselves. Like, I'm a giver. I'm a great this, I'm a great that, or whatever. And if that resonates with you as well, you stand up as well. And it's kind of just a way to reinforce, you know, the good things about you, I guess you could say. So at first, Cheyenne Floyd stands up and she says, I'm a giver. So everyone stands up except Ashley. Now at this point, Ashley's got like the stank face going on. She's like, because she's mad because Jade apologized to everybody else and not her. So she's just like, and the life coach asked Ashley, she's like, are you not a giver? And Ashley says, yeah, I'm a giver. And the life coach just kind of leaves it there. But Macy, she picks up on it in a confessional. She's like, at this point, Ashley's closed off and it's kind of awkward. Like, it's kind of setting this awkward vibe within the room because everyone's participating in this exercise and out of nowhere, Ashley just shuts down and she's acting kind of weird. So it's kind of weird. After that, Brianna, she stands up and she says, I'm strong. Now, when she says this, everyone stands up, including Ashley. So once again, Cheyenne, the life coach, she goes to Ashley and she's like, Ashley, so this one resonates with you, right? You're strong. And Ashley goes, yes, I'm strong. And she goes, I'm strong because I did not know what it was like to be a parent. I didn't have that type of parents I should have had. But when I had my child, I did it. Like, I become a parent and I'm a good parent and I did what I needed to do. She said, you know, raising kids without having a parent and knowing what it looks like to raise a kid, it's hard. And it's hard to navigate, you know. Now, Jade, she nods in agreement. Now, one thing I didn't know, you know, we see Ashley on the show and she's got her mom, Pastor T, who always has her back. So hearing that Ashley's dad was never around, I always assumed the guy with Pastor T was Ashley's dad, but I guess maybe it's her stepdad. So Ashley kind of, you know, she's like, yes, I have a mom, but my dad was never there. So I guess maybe she didn't know what it looked like to have both parents in her life. But either way, that can resonate with Jade because Jade's parents have been in and out as well, you know. Whereas Ashley, maybe her mom hasn't, but her dad has. Jade, both of her parents has. So Jade kind of, she acknowledges that. She like shakes her head and she's like, yeah, I know what you're talking about. Trying to be a parent when you didn't have parents, it's hard to figure out. So after that, Leah, she stands up and she says, I'm compassionate. Everyone stands up. Macy, she stands up and she says, I'm a good mother. Everyone except Amber Portwood stands up. So when everyone stands up and they realize that Amber's not standing up, they're like, no, oh, stand up, Amber, you're a good mom. So the life coach, she asked Amber, she's like, why aren't you standing up? Do you not feel like a good mother? And Amber, the way that she responded to her, she said, sometimes I don't feel like a mother at all. With everything that happened, with my anger, the way that I've behaved, my anger has gotten the better of me. My actions have gotten the better of me or the best of me. And it's made the way my children look at me not like a mom. You know, I don't even feel like a mom half the time. So everyone's standing up because they feel confident in the fact that they're a good mother. I can't say I'm confident in that. You know, my daughter Leah doesn't even want anything to do with me right now. So I can't I can't stand up and say I feel like a good mother. Now, Macy, she was like, but you're trying, right, Amber? You're doing things to try. And Amber says yes, that she's doing things to try. And Ashley, she tells Amber, she says, listen, I didn't have my dad in my life. But if my dad was to call me right now and say he's doing XYZ to work on being a better dad, I would be so happy. I'd be like, yes, thank you. And she's, you know, she's like, we would have a relationship again if I just knew that he was trying. So she tells Amber basically like, Leah might not act that way now, but just try. Show Leah that you're trying, and eventually she will appreciate it. So Amber's like, yes, I'm trying. And, you know, I don't know if she notices it now, but hopefully one day she will. And then Macy says, listen, there's parents out there that don't try at all. They don't do nothing. They don't care. So at least if you're trying, you can stand up because you know that you're trying. You're at least a better parent than all those parents that don't try, right? So you can stand up. So Amber, she stands up and she feels better and everyone gives her a hug. And I'm like, you know, when it comes down to it, I disagree with so many things regarding Amber. But I do feel like I've seen a little growth with Amber lately. So if she's trying, if things are getting better, I gotta give her, you know, some props for that, but it does not erase all the things that she's done in the past. So anyways, let's continue. So the next day, the winners from the kayaking exercise, they're going to go and have their lunch, but Cheyenne, she had to pump. So she didn't go do the lunch, but Brianna, Gary, and Macy, they did. They left. They took this little boat to this little island, and they had a little cute lunch. It was all set up really cute, a lot of good food. At lunch, the girls tell Gary about the exercise that they'd done the night before. Macy, she's like, I said I was a good mom, and everyone stood up except Amber. And Gary, his response is, oh no. He goes, oh no. In a confessional, he says, Amber's messed up a lot. You know, he's like, Amber has messed up a lot in the past, but I try to give her grace because I know that she's trying to work through a lot of things. She's had her mental illness that's played against her. But as long as I see that she's trying, then I try as well, you know. The girls asked Gary if he would ever consider letting Leah and Amber go to counseling to get together, that they think that actually Brianna asked, and she's like, I think that could help them. And Gary says that yes, he's thought about it, but he's got Amber wanting to do that, and he's got Leah not wanting to do that. And he says, you know, there was a trust there that was broken. Leah doesn't trust Amber, so it would be difficult for her to go to a therapy session and open up to her mom, who she doesn't trust anymore. So he's like, I'm trying to do everything that I can to help their relationship and to encourage it, but I also need to do what I feel like is right for my daughter, and I want her to feel like I'm doing right by her. You know, I don't want to force my daughter to go to therapy with her mother if she doesn't want to do that. At that point, Macy, she talks about the situation with Bentley and how even though a lot of times Bentley can make decisions on his own, sometimes she has to tell Bentley, like, listen, I'm your mom, and this may not be what you wanted us to do, but as your mother, I feel like this is the best thing we can do, so this is what we're going to do. So Gary basically says that he's going to continue encouraging their relationship, and he will continue to keep an open mind. I guess if there ever comes to a point where Leah's like, yeah, I want to do therapy with my mom, then obviously he would allow that. But if Leah's not wanting that, he don't want to push it. They end up leaving. Now, before they leave, though, Brianna makes a comment to Gary. She's like, oh, your kids are very cute. And Gary says that he should sell his sperm. So, after that, Ashley and Brianna, they meet up outside of Brianna's little room where she's staying. And they discuss everything that's been happening. And Brianna's like, listen, Ashley, once we got over our problems, like, I like you. Like, I catch a vibe from you. I like it. I think we could be cool. And now I want you and Jade to be cool. And she's like, and I didn't mean for everything to pop off the way that it did. I didn't know by me bringing up the fakeness, I didn't know that that was going to cause Jade to do what she did. And now I feel bad. And I'm like, I don't know if I believe that. I think you knew exactly. I think she knew that Jade would say something. Maybe she didn't know that it would go this far. But either way, she's like, listen, Ashley, I like you and I want everybody to try to get along. And Ashley, she's like, yeah, I like you too. And I'm good with you. But I think me and Jade got some things we need to work out. At that point, Jade comes walking up, and Brianna's like, well, here she comes. So here's y'all's chance to talk, So Jade sits down, and they start talking about it. Jade explains to Ashley, she's like, listen, I'm the type that when something's on my chest or in my mind, I just have to get it off. But after that, I can be cool. I'm not the type to really hold grudges or anything. So I don't want to do that. Like I told you how I felt. And she tells Ashley, she said, my main thing is I wanted you to acknowledge it. Like, admit what you did. Like, yes, I said XYZ about you. Yes, it was malicious. Yes, I did it to hurt your feelings. And I'm sorry. And I'm like, well, she didn't name everything one by one, but she did. Like, when you were like, you did XYZ, she said, I know you're right. I did those things and I'm sorry. But either way, Ashley's like, I get it. Yes, I could have did it a little bit better. I'm sorry. And then Ashley says, listen, I'm the type of person that I either love you and I'm going to be good to you, or maybe I don't like you and I'm going to be a super bitch. And she goes, I think you guys just got to see more of one side of me versus the other side of me. They end up both accepting each other's apologies and agreeing that they wanted to have a good time throughout the rest of the trip. They hug it out and they go their separate ways, and that's the end of it. In a confessional, Jade said, I do feel like this apology was sincere. By the tone of her voice, by the way that she was speaking, I just felt like she was sincere this time. So I accepted her apology, and I hope we can move forward and not have any other problems. Also, Ashley said that she felt like Jade was sincere as well, and she felt like Jade just needed her moment. She's had her moment, and now everything can go smoothly. So that was the end of it. The next episode, they're going to go out on a boat. Amber, she's going to talk about, Leah once again, her relationship with Leah and how Leah wants nothing to do with her. And then it looks like Brianna and Devon have some issues. Looks like Brianna may be talking to Cheyenne about maybe Devon not being there all the time. And Devon gets irritated and stands up and goes to leave. Something like that. So you guys leave me your thoughts and opinions of this past week's episode of Teen Mom, the family reunion. Are you guys still watching? If you didn't watch last week but decided to watch this week, what did you guys think? Also, whose team are you on? Like, Ashley's like, Jade, you don't want the smoke. And Jade's like, I will mop the floor with you. I'm Team Ashley. I really think Jade may have thought she wanted the smoke, but I don't think Jade could have handled it. Just my personal opinion. You guys let me your thoughts in the comment section below. Make sure you give this video a huge thumbs up. Subscribe to the channel if you haven't yet. And until next time, I'll see you guys later. Bye, everyone.